action.
Oh, are we starting? I was waiting for the countdown.
We're not live, so we don't have a countdown.
Oh. You guys got to warn me about this.
We can edit this out.
No warning for you.
Good evening, savages, and welcome to another edition of Savagely Paranormal. Tonight we're talking about the Madison Monstrosities and the house that chased me out.
So this one was interesting for us. We don't normally go to places that spook you enough that you gotta go. Or
It's
maybe
not. It's
s-
not. It's not so much that it spooked me. It was more that it made me physically ill.
Yeah, that's really uncommon for you. That doesn't happen very often.
Oh, I felt like I had a fever spike. I couldn't breathe. I had a headache. I was nauseous.
You took your voice away.
Yeah.
Well, the incident that caused it felt like sleep paralysis, even though I was wide awake. And once y'all left the room, I couldn't move at all. I felt like I had a weight on my body, but at the same time, I felt totally weightless.
That's weird. Really weird.
I think for me, the creepiest part about it is a kid normally sleeps in that bed.
Yeah. Yeah. That was kind of off-putting. Like, if it's willing to do that to him, what's it doing to the children that sleep in that room?
Right.
Then
Or
I-
was it possibly a show of look what I can do, even though
Look what
there
I can do.
hasn't been
Sorry.
there hasn't been anything to that. There hasn't been anything to that degree done to the child, although it is bothering her.
So, then again, I mean, at this point, like you said, there's nothing been done to the child at this point. What the? So funny.
The look what I can do. They're all picturing the Stewart character saying, "Look what I can do." You know who that is, right?
No.
Oh, well,
He's
guess
from,
what
like-
you're watching when we're done.
Yes. Oh god, he is hilarious. He wears like he's like
He
in
has
his 40s. He wears like very short shorts and like
short little booty shorts, but he's a child
child.
and he's showing off to his mom.
He goes, "Look what I can do." He
All
does
the
like
time.
Is
weird
this the
stuff.
Saturday Night Live character?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, never mind. I know who you're talking about.
Okay.
Yes.
Anyways, back to the podcast that is not Saturday Night Live related.
Apparently it is with the laughs you're getting out of this.
Yeah.
Well,
That's going to be a short right there. Look what I can do.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Whew,
So-
focus.
as you were saying, there's like nothing done to the child thus far other than just bothering while they sleep. What if, in essence, this could be a protective spirit and it viewed me as a threat?
Possible, but the child is getting terrified. She's seen things and she's drawn pictures of what they look like. So
Some of those pictures are weird.
I don't think it's a protector spirit, although she does have some spirits around for protection. So it's possible one of those did that because they didn't know who you are and why you were there.
So, like, the interesting thing about it is how cold it was on the beds.
Yeah.
Even though we took temperature readings and everything around me, and myself included, all stated it was warm, but I felt cold.
Yeah.
Well, you were on the top bunk and I was on the bottom bunk, and even I was cold.
You're always cold, though.
I'm always cold, but I was colder than what I normally am.
It literally felt like there was a breeze coming over the bed, and that's why I asked about the vent on the ceiling, and I ended up texting the homeowner and asking if the air was on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I will say when I climbed up and tried to pull you up, it was freezing when I tried to pull you up.
So, like the way I was laying on my side, and I had my arm out, and I could literally feel like rhythmic breathing going across my arm. But whereas like somebody's laying on your arm and the breath is warm, this was just ice cold.
Hmm. That's weird.
And
It's a really weird experience, even for you, because most things like
stay away from
avoid
you.
you like the plague. So to go into a place where things are like, oh yeah, we're gonna lay in bed with him and we're gonna really mess with him was a little shocking. It was a little weird.
Kelsey and I went and laid on the bottom bunk later, and her and I got the cold and the watching, and when we both sat up, we got lightheaded, nauseous, but we didn't get it to the effect that you had. Ours only lasted for maybe 10 minutes, and we were okay. We didn't lay there nearly as long as you did.
Yeah, well, when we left you in that room, I thought you were climbing, like trying to climb down. You're gonna catch up to us.
I thought he was just going to hang there for a while because you normally go on your own.
So we went into the other room, and I was like, you know, like I haven't heard him for a while, and I'm slightly concerned because he's been like super quiet. Did he fall asleep? I don't know. I'm gonna go check.
It was a good 20 minutes before we opened the door and asked if he was okay.
Yeah,
And then he's like, no.
yeah. It
We're
was really,
like,
yeah. I'm gonna go check on him, cause that didn't sound right, and no.
I literally, I couldn't, the only part of my body I could move was my eyeballs.
No, that's weird.
yeah, no, when I was trying to pull him, he couldn't move. I had to grab the bottom of his shirt, and it was literally like pulling dead weight.
That's weird.
Yeah. And as I would pull, it felt like something was pushing him back down.
Oh. I mean, we didn't really have much.
We had REM pod activity.
Yeah, we did have run pod activity. We had some cat ball activity, but like not a whole lot.
Most of what we got that night, evidence wise, we haven't listened to the recordings, but most of it was with the dowsing rods,
Yeah.
which using those, the
It's a hit or a
homeowner,
miss.
it is, but some of it corroborate. Yeah.
Corroborate?
Yes, thank
That
you.
word, yes.
What the homeowner has seen.
Yeah.
Which both you and I saw the same thing.
Yeah.
The homeowner has seen a little girl with longer hair. Both you and I pictured her in a white, like, 1800s dressing gown. And I think that's what the homeowner saw her in too, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
That's odd because those are newer houses.
But the land's not.
Yeah.
Well, I know that,
And there
but-
used to be a cemetery there, and there's lots of waterways.
Oh, I did not know that.
Not right
Well-
there, but right around the corner, there was an old family cemetery.
Yeah,
Which
there's
one of the newer houses over there thought it would be smart to use the tombstone for a step.
actually the house that they have the tombstone as a step is not a newer house.
It's
It
not-
is an older house.
But
It was family owned. They took the headstone from their own family cemetery
and
to
thought it would be
make
smart
a
to
new
make a step.
front step with.
Yeah.
Which
So it's not the new development, but it's a newer house than from back then. But it's an older house,
Curse your house. This is how you do it.
right?
yeah, you want to be haunted forever? This is a surefire way of accomplishing that.
But
Yeah.
when we were
No.
doing the dowsing rods, it was a little girl who was drowned. So that fits with what she was seeing.
And the name I kept getting yesterday is Rebecca.
Yeah,
Whether or not that is her actual name,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Once we go through, maybe we'll catch some EVPs to narrow things down a little bit. But what she told us that night, which we found out more yesterday, but what she told us that night was that she was basically a pawn for the two demonic entities that are there. They were using her likeness for the homeowner to be less scary, and also for the children, because then, they think, oh, look, it's friendly. It's a little girl.
Yeah.
But the kids have seen the shadows. The oldest has seen a little girl. The little boy screams at night. Um, the homeowner has seen the little girl walking around in the kitchen, which that's one place we were focused on
Yeah.
the bedrooms because of the kids, but they've seen a shadow figure standing outside under the streetlight, which I think is hilarious because the other homeowner who doesn't believe in any of this stuff is the one that actually saw that.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
but then when we went back last night, we had continuous REM pod and K2 activity all night long.
The weirdest part about the REM pod going off last night is that it literally sounded like Morse code for most of the evening. It was weird. Like, it had, like, the long and short beeps. I was like, I don't know if this is some kind of, like, secret message.
I don't know.
Or
We tried to download apps that would listen to it and tell us what it meant if it was, but
it didn't
none
work.
of them were working.
Unless the things there just didn't.
Well, I mean, there
want.
was that. There's the solar flare, the geomagnetic storm that was messing things up too.
Yeah.
Who knows? But then when we pulled out the rods and we were talking again, she said the same thing. Little girl that drowned. Not sure. It wasn't a lake because obviously, A, there's no big lakes over there. And B, she first started to say lake and then stopped. So we're guessing it was more like a pond, or because the Arcola Creek is over in that area, so there could have been a pond at some point too.
Some kind of body of water.
But what she said was she was from like the 1870s, I think,
Yeah.
and she was sacrificed to the demons.
Yeah.
So again,
That was I was like, that's interesting.
so okay.
Is it the child actually talking, or is it this entity that is talking? We
Right.
don't really know.
We don't know, but I've
was
seen
weird.
stranger things happen.
Yeah.
And-
That would have to do some digging into
Yeah.
like cults around the area
Right.
at that time.
Because that's the only thing that I would think is it had to have been a cult who were sacrificing to appease their whatever.
At that point in time, I don't think like witchcraft covens and that were still doing human sacrifice.
No, I wouldn't think
Well,
witchcraft, but
maybe.
it could have been. It could have been some weird religious thing where
Church
they
of
sacrificed her
Satan.
because they thought something was wrong with her, and maybe there wasn't something wrong with her. That's what was wrong with her. Who knows? But
Who knows? I don't know.
But
like,
she said that's why she's stuck there, because she was sacrificed to them and they are controlling her, and
Right.
so now she's stuck. She can't
she can't
cross over.
No, it wouldn't have been like a Church of Satan because they don't believe in Satan.
No, but it could have been a
But,
cult.
like, yeah.
The
been like
Church
a-
of Satan isn't worship of the devil. That's
No.
worship of oneself above God.
Yes.
Yeah, it could have been like, I don't know, some weird cult that like worships demons.
It could have
Who
been something
knows?
that somebody thought was their religion, and they could have just sacrificed her because they thought they were pleasing their gods, but they messed something up along the way, and who knows? I mean,
Yeah, everything's open to interpretation when it comes to the religious factors.
right?
Yeah, we have a lot of those sacrifices in the name of like different deities and gods and
I mean, it could even be something
Stuff.
as far-fetched as, I don't know who does or who did it, but there were people that used to sacrifice people for their land, for their crops, for this, for that, for this other one over here.
Like the Mayans, the
Yeah.
Aztecs, different.
I mean, it obviously wouldn't have been one of them, but it could have been something along those lines where, who knows?
I mean, I don't know. It's possible that it was
The other thing that we got was that the things that are there came from a family home, which completely makes sense because we've done another house in that family.
Yeah. Yeah. You weren't with us for that one. That one
Mm-mm.
was it was interesting.
That house is, whew,
That house is weird.
it is very weird.
It's a lot of weird.
And there's a very, very
Creepy
angry
energy.
old man there.
It's a lot of very creepy, stalkerish energy there in the
And
basement.
there definitely was some culty things done in the backyard for sure. Without a doubt. We've seen it.
So now it's possible that the activity that's happened at the one house is in correlation with the other house
Right.
because they're related and they're there or were there a lot.
And the homeowner at house 2 grew up in house 1, so we know this homeowner had things attached to her.
Yeah.
So she could have brought more than just that one attachment. They all could have came with her. So the little girl may not have even drowned somewhere over there, could have drowned somewhere by homeowner number 1, which lives pretty damn close to the lake.
Yeah, like walking distance to the lake. I don't know. It's just weird. It's a very weird.
Setup.
Yeah. It's almost too weird of a coincidence. I don't really believe in coincidences,
Well,
but
it's
like
not really a coincidence because we
just
know for a fact that
weird.
at least some of it followed.
Yeah.
So it's not really a coincidence.
But like
And when homeowner number 2 was a child, she was bothered by the things too.
yeah.
I mean, it could be something as simple as a family curse.
Generational hauntings.
Yes.
Yay! Yeah. No. I don't know. It's just weird. When we were there the other day though, like the REM pod. Oh my, I have never had one of those REM pods go off
It
as
literally went off
often.
for 4 minutes straight, at least.
We would set it down. Like we even turned it off and turned it back on, thinking that like it was glitching weird.
Have you tried turning it off and back on again?
Okay, so like sometimes that works. So I was like, try turning it on and back off again. Like I don't know.
We tested it. We sat it down. We went close to it. It went off. We pulled away. It stopped. We moved it over here. Did the same thing. It was not glitching. We tried everything. We even walked in there with the camera rolling at one point to show that there was nothing that would be making it go off.
Yeah. It was a lot. Like even more so than the first time we were there. Like it
Went off
was continuous.
more than it did that night at the clinic.
Yeah.
Well,
was
I was
crazy.
the little bit of time I was there the first night. I mean, they kept going off in various rooms.
This one was primarily in the front bedroom. The
little-
last time it went off
the
more in
littlest room.
the bunk bedroom. But this time, it only went off in the bunk bedroom a few times. It was primarily focused on the front room this time.
Yeah. It was
But we
just
know
weird.
it travels from room to room. And what I think, well, what we both came up with, because we both got overcome with this really creepy, weird feeling, it was trying to lure us back into the front room because there was only 2 of us because Kelsey had to leave. And we're like, yeah, I don't think that's a good idea right now.
No.
Because the dog was being like so protective. He would like encircle us so that we wouldn't move.
he was like
yeah, I don't think
herding
so.
around us. It was really weird for him because normally he avoids me like the plague, but like
Oh no. He avoids me like the plague.
Well, at one point, he literally
You
came.
can at least pet him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
At one point, he came across my lap
And just
and
stood
leaned
there.
into me so that I could not move. I was like, oh,
He was
Okay.
like circling around us, like making sure that we couldn't move. It was really weird.
and then he
From
would,
him, it was very weird activity from him. Because
And
the first
then-
time we were there, he left us alone and went straight to bed. Cool. Second time we were there, like he was in everybody's face.
And it wasn't until
wouldn't
after
leave us alone.
after
It was
Kelsey
weird.
left, it got worse.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
very
he would
weird.
like guard us, and then he'd keep looking. And then he'd look down the hallway, and then he'd come back and guard us again, and then he'd look. I'm like, okay.
It was a little creepy. It was a little weird. It was very not like him at all.
And then the cat was just like, yeah, whatever.
No, the cat, who's normally my friend, after we came out of that bedroom, I went to
Yeah.
pet him, and he growled at me.
It
I was
looked like he was gonna
"Wow."
murder her. It was
And then I was sitting on the couch, and I'm sitting there, and all I see is two ears and eyes poke up over the couch like this. And I'm like, don't eat me, please. And he just sat there, and he just stared at me, and I was like,
He
okay.
literally looked like he was gonna eat her face off. It was the weirdest.
And then he
thing
walked
ever.
over to the side and did the same thing. And I'm like,
Please don't eat me.
don't eat me, please.
Can we not? But
Then he was, after that,
the
he
dog
chilled out.
was just so weird. He was like over at one point we were in the bunk bedroom, we were sitting with our backs against the bunk bed because that felt like the safer option than the backs against the closet door.
Yeah, no, that's not happening.
No. The closet just has a weird creepy I'm gonna
No, because that's,
suck
well,
you
that's
through the void
that's where-
feeling, and we're not doing
that's where
that.
she hides. No, I'm good.
No. Well, he was like literally like over top of the both of us, like wouldn't move, just in the way. Kept death glaring the hallway and the closet, and I'm like,
And then when we finally went to go pack up the stuff, we hit the hallway, and there was the weirdest smell that came out of nowhere.
it was really gross. It's
Yeah.
not like
It was like sweet but rotting and ugh.
it was like
Flesh pedestrian.
Yeah. No.
sulfur mixed with
BO
rotting
and
death.
Yeah, it was
A
gross.
sweaty teenage boy and like floral. It was not right. It was so disgusting. I was like, I don't know.
Somebody was smelling some hot garbage.
That's exactly what it smelled like. It was weird. I was like, I don't
And it just
know.
came out of nowhere because we had been in the hallway previously and that wasn't there. And then it dissipated.
She's like, what is that smell? I'm like, I don't think that's me. Like, I'm like, I don't know at this point. Like, my allergies are horrible. It's like, is it me? Wait, do I smell like that? I'm concerned. It was not me though, so we're good.
You sure?
Yes, because I made her smell me.
Yeah, it wasn't her.
You sure it wasn't her?
No, it wasn't me.
I mean, no, I don't think it was her.
Fast gas?
No.
No, it did not smell like that.
Yeah, I mean, everybody says it smells like a bed of roses. I mean, it depends
No.
on how dead that bed of roses is.
No. It was
But
not.
then, after a few seconds, it dissipated and
like what was
we
that?
finished packing up and we're like, okay, we're done. We're done.
Yeah. Yeah. If we would have had a third person there, we would have went through our whole house blessing thing.
I didn't feel it was safe after what happened to you for just the two of us to go through and do the whole thing because it was already mad at us.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and normally, like, you don't usually, like, participate in that stuff, but, like, you're usually outside, and we have windows open, so if, like, something happens and we go quiet for a while, you're like, hey.
You would at least
Are you
come
dying?
check on us.
I don't know. It depends on how spicy it is in the house.
How spicy it is. Yeah. But you would, like, stand by the door and at least yell to make sure we were still alive, and
if we didn't answer, you would come look for us, no matter how spicy it was.
I can't breathe. Can't breathe.
It's-
Why is it spicy?
You
Why
would
is
at
it
least
so
drag us
spicy?
out to the fresh air and then figure out what happened.
Yeah.
What'd you have in that sage bundle?
Well,
We don't have that kind of sage bundle.
What we
I don't know
have-
what was in that one. That one made me sick.
what we have right now is dragon's blood and blue sage.
Yeah. But that one we used in Asheville, that one made me sick.
Yeah, that one was
That was a concoction
Ugh.
of a lot of different
thing.
stuff, like mugwort and catnip and
Oh my
sage
God.
and
It was spicy.
dragon's blood and probably a couple different resins, and it was spicy.
By the time we got
even.
halfway through the house, I thought I was gonna die.
You don't normally have that reaction.
No, I don't, but I seriously,
And now you understand why I ran out of that house.
if I
Yeah.
wouldn't have had to follow with the holy water, I would have been out too.
Well, now we have a spray bottle with holy water. We have an industrial spray bottle, like a kitchen spray bottle with holy water. Our holy water
It
bottles
leaks
keep
everywhere.
leaking. It's weird, and
Plus, when you're going through a whole house going like this,
it gets a
Mom
little
gets tired.
redundant. So I bought a spray bottle, like one of the ones that you use to like train your cat.
Look what
You're
she
like,
can do!
No. And you're like, no, and you just
yeah, next time I'm gonna run around with the spray bottle and say, "Look what I can do," as I'm spraying.
That's great. That's hilarious. Okay, wait. We gotta TikTok that so
Yeah.
they can see that, because that's gotta go. Crazy.
I'm not
That's
wearing the boy shorts and the tennis shoes and the
cardigan sweater.
crop top
And the
t-shirt.
the bow tie.
Yeah, no. No.
That might get us banned from TikTok.
If I had those on, yes, it would.
You're gonna have to make sure you have the really rosy blush cheeks and
Yeah.
the powder white face.
They'd be like, "Oh my God, the whale got loose."
Yeah. Oh, God. Clearly, we're easily amused. Very, very easily amused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we left some protection things for the kids,
Yeah.
and we are going to get the whole blessing done appropriately.
Yeah. Like, normally when we do house blessings, it's, oh, hey, it's like the bump in the night kind of ghost. Like,
Yeah,
the
I mean,
I need a little extra
we've done a couple.
encouragement to move on kind of thing.
We've done a couple blessings, getting rid of some of the nastier things, but I don't feel comfortable doing that with only 2 people.
Yeah.
Because if something goes south,
It's just us, and then we're stuck there forever.
yeah,
And I don't want to be stuck there forever.
no.
No. No.
But you'll be able to give us proof.
No, because you can't go in there.
Yeah.
But you'll be able to keep our homeowner company for all eternity.
Oh, well, yeah. I heard. She
I'm
already
sure
knows
she
I'm going to
would
haunt
love
her.
that. I'm sure she would love that.
She would. I'm
Tea
just
time
going to
with the
hide all her
girls.
stuff.
Tea
gonna-
parties with the kids.
Yeah.
Tea parties for all eternity.
Who are you talking to in there now? It's just Auntie April. She's hanging out in the corner over there.
I'm sure it's
She'd be like, it's time for
well.
bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to pull out my Raggedy Ann and Andy the
No.
other day when she was in the basement. She booked it up them stairs.
All right, next time somebody stand at the top of the steps and block her way.
I know. Well, because Stupid had to open his mouth. Oh, you want the Raggedy Ann? I'm like, just hand me the bag. Don't say what's in it.
Nope. Listen, I've seen Annabelle.
Like that time I
No.
found them in the garbage outside and took them
Yeah.
back into my house.
Yes. That was great. That
Well, I
was
freaked
hilarious.
my kids out for a week with those.
Yeah. It was like
Until
the
they throw-
best amusement ever.
Until they threw them in the bottom of the trash can. I couldn't get them.
Yeah. Mostly because he didn't want to dumpster dive again for them. I had to
Yeah.
take everything out of the trash cans to reach them this
Ew,
time.
no. No.
For like,
We were cleaning
was
stuff
it
out.
longer for? I thought it was longer than a week that you messed with them stupid dolls. It
I
was
had to
great.
hide them for a little bit.
It was great. It was hilarious. Yeah,
Alright.
his kids are now terrified of the Raggedy Ann dolls because he kept tucking them into bed with random children and moving them ever so slightly.
Works for me.
It was great. It's like the doll in the hall. It's like even better than Elf on the Shelf. You don't watch it, the doll in the hall's gonna get you.
I tied a fake knife to one of their hands one time and put it in the bed with the kids.
That's great. Yeah, well,
That's
and
good.
you wonder why they threw them in the trash can.
Well, they shouldn't have thrown them in the trash can in the first place.
No, because that just made him mad.
Well, they started off in a box at the end of the driveway, and I was like, hey, so
No,
you know.
no. That was when we had the dumpster and they were in the dumpster.
Were they in the dumpster?
Yeah, they were on the top of the dumpster.
Oh, I thought they started off in the box at the end of the driveway, and then they made it to the dumpster.
No. They started off in the dumpster.
Yeah. I was like, hey, so you know. There's a Raggedy Ann and Andy doll in there that your wife wouldn't let the kids keep. And there
Meanwhile,
started all of the
The
shenanigans.
stellar mom that I am. Mine are in the basement.
It was
I'd dirty them up and then stick them back in bed with my kids, and then like they came back from the.
they've come back from the dead. Oh no, they came back from the.
No, we're not dirtying them up, but I will gladly keep an eye out, and if I ever see any, I will gladly grab them for you.
There's a really huge one at the co-op. And every time I see it, I'm like, that's really creepy. And it's like the same size as the original Annabelle. I was like, oh, I don't want it. But, oh, that would really mess with somebody. I could not ever keep it at my house, though, because I don't do those kinds of.
It would scare you.
Yeah, I can't. Listen, I've heard too many horror stories about that doll.
I know.
I'm good.
I
I'm out.
had to put
no.
all my porcelain dolls away because you don't like them and you get scared by them.
I'm
You
sure
could've-
Mom would let me in the house late at night.
No. Absolutely not. No. I don't like dolls.
I bet she would if you told her what you were gonna do.
Or she would stay up just for it.
I want video
The second my door opens,
because I already
I'd
saw
be
her
up.
book up the
You
stairs. So
couldn't-
You don't sleep that late.
I do.
No.
If my door opens, I'm up. I cannot.
So you don't need to open the door. You just prop it up right outside her door, and when she wakes up and walks through the door.
There was no saying I had to wake her up, and there's no saying I had to mess with her door.
Yeah.
No. I don't.
The scream heard from the Little Mexico trailer park.
I would hear her all the way over here. I'd be like, ah.
I don't
He
like
managed
those.
to pull it off.
Yep.
I don't like those kind of dolls.
There's nothing wrong with them. It's just a doll.
They thought Annabelle was just a doll too.
I
and-
know mine are just a doll. They've been in the same bag for a gazillion years, and they have not escaped yet.
That you know of.
That you know of.
Nope, I know because they were under Tegan's bed for a long time. They were under my bed for a long time, and now they're in the basement, and they have never escaped.
That you know of.
That you know of.
I know they. I slept with them when I was a child.
That you know of.
I mean, those kinds of dolls just creep me
We
out.
did have a doll that used to move around, and we gave it to somebody else. It used to scare the crap out of Tressa and Caden both because they'd put her somewhere and she'd be over somewhere else. And then they'd put her in this corner facing this way, and they'd look at her and she'd be facing this way. And then somebody else's kid liked it and we said, here, do you want it?
That's your problem now. Good luck. Have fun with that. Yeah, no.
And Tressa used to come running down and says, Mom, Elsa moved again.
Yeah. There for a while, we had his kids convinced that they moved just randomly.
Well, I didn't move this one. This one did it all on its own.
It was kind of fun to go over there every week and hear the kids be like, oh my God, you will not believe what the dolls did this time. I'm like, looking at him, I'm like, are we still messing with the with the dolls at this point? Like, I'm confused. Like, I didn't think we were still doing that after the first, like, couple times, and it was, ha ha, cool, funny. Now you're telling me that they keep moving randomly, like, are you still doing that? I don't know.
You should
Now,
have told her no.
now
I
I'm
did tell her
concerned.
no.
Now I'm concerned, because,
No, he manifested it, and they took on a life of their own.
it wouldn't surprise me, honestly.
That's one of your favorite things. If you talk about it enough or think about it enough, it will take its.
It's true.
So
Look,
you're
look.
manifesting for anything in your house to come to life.
No.
Start moving around.
Including creepy porcelain clown dolls.
No, absolutely not. No. That's even worse than the
Let's see if I
Raggedy
can find
Ann
some of
dolls.
those.
I don't do clowns. No. That's even worse than the Raggedy Ann and Andy dolls. I don't do clowns. Let's not do that. No. I could never go to the creepy clown museum hotel thing.
I want to go there so bad.
Y'all are on your own. I'm out. I'm not doing that.
I'm still trying to get y'all to go to Moonville.
Nope.
I really want to do that.
Nope.
I will go to Moonville. I will not go to the
Hey,
clown
just
museum.
think.
We're not doing that.
You can get out to Moonville. You don't have to worry about your phone blowing up with text messages and phone calls.
And no, because I'm gonna fall off the cliff on the way to the tunnel. No. Mm-mm. No.
I'll do Moonville, but I won't do the clown hotel. That's all you guys. I'm out for that one.
I will go to Moonville, but I will be down at the bottom waiting for y'all in my nice warm car. I'll swing back through and pick you up. I'm not. Nope. Mm-mm.
I'm a car camp when we go.
I am not going up that road.
Yeah.
That's not really a road. No.
Yeah.
No.
We got 2 cars around that corner. Those corners, it'd be alright.
No.
Just knock you out and put you in the trunk. Yeah. Wake you up when we get there.
She's gonna adult nap me and chloroform me.
You get the anxiety spray that they use at the vet clinic.
I'm not a dog or a cat.
It could work. You never know. Enough of it in high enough quantities.
Trust
it
me,
could
I
knock
eat
you
enough
out.
of that on a daily basis. If it worked, I'm immune to it by now.
Horse tranquilizer. And if that don't work, elephant tranquilizer.
I mean, we do have. Okay.
Y'all
yeah,
are never walking behind me ever again.
Who
don't
says
have to.
we have to?
Because I'm
do
gonna
it?
get. Ow! What was that?
Who said we have to do it? We could hire somebody to have those people that do that.
You just, I don't have to be behind you to do it.
Okay.
Blow dart.
Yeah. All right. I think we've probably rambled enough.
Good night, savages.
See you all later.
Look what you can do!